discussed before I had started about kind of what we were looking for, and that we really didn't touch on typefaces too much, and that was left up to me. But as far as what would be around as a part of or some way integrated with the typeface was mechanical gearing and electric driven motors and things like that, and kind of again like the Tesla punk style, or which is really I guess an offshoot of steampunk style that we were going through with Lightning in the Bottle. So we wanted something really powerful that had a lot of intricacies, but still was very readable in that it wasn't distracting to look at, and that you could find detail in it, but immediately when you see it, you just see lightning in the bottle. And that was definitely, I think, one of our goals for marketing this piece, was to be easily readable and instantly recognizable, but having those more layers. When you look deeper into it, you can see little things going on and textures and different lighting cues, which were really fun to make. I went through 2 different tests before I found one that I liked, and a couple actually came into our 3D package before I decided that it just wasn't going to work, which sucks. But you know, it didn't. I think I only spent like maybe 2 hours really fumbling with those before I found one that I knew just worked. And then initially I had a different idea for how it would be actually modeled. The geometry was going to be a lot different. It's the same typeface, but I think there were like some hollowed portions, but the readability goal just wasn't coming through with those ideas. So I had to go for something that I initially thought was more traditional, but now I'm very happy I went that way, because I'm actually very pleased with how it turned out. So I got that made up, and I got the kind of the individual lettering where I wanted, and then it was time to go in and start inserting objects. And that's when really the steampunk references that I had looked up and all the collateral that we had shown and discussed really came into play, because those drove all the designs and how they would move, and you know, what they would actually be like and how those things work. And I wanted kind of a logical flow through the actual machine itself, as if something was going from the top to the all around to the bottom and running through it. So once I got those done, it was on to shading, which actually went very quickly. I initially got some shaders that Josh had already made for our bottle that he had modeled, but for the render times we'd be looking at for this piece, which it gets very close to camera, it was just going to be, it would have made the scene much too heavy. So I went to more traditional procedural shaders, and was quickly able to come up with a kind of a bronze look that I'd liked. And there's about 6 different bronze or kind of copper metal shaders in this piece, and I want to say a couple other textures that I developed for the back plates. And there's some special sections that weren't lighting right that had to be changed and worked around. So, but overall, the shading process wasn't very difficult at all. It went really smoothly. Our render took a little longer than I'd like. I think it clocked like 7 hours for just the fly-in and the turning. But I regret not doing it as an overnight. Lesson learned.